Okay, the next problem is number 17, and this one just is the same as what we did over here, number 16, just another example. This time our 0 is -4. So again, we're going to use synthetic division, and in your box here, we're going to put the -4. And recall that normally with synthetic division, if you were given a factor, this would be x plus 4 as a factor, and then when it comes over here, you don't list it as the factor, you list it as the 0, so this would be a -4, because that is your actual x-intercept. And now here you can see we're missing a term. In between here, we're missing an x squared term. There's an x squared term that's missing here. So how many x squareds do we have? We have 0x squared. So you're going to have to make sure that you accommodate for that when you list out your coefficients. So for the x cubed, we have a 1x cubed. For the x squared, we have 0x squared. Then we have -28 for your linear term, and then a -48 for your constant. Then we draw our line. We bring the first term straight down. That gets you a 1. And then remember, it's multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. So we multiply -4 times 1, which is -4. So that gets you -4 when you add. Multiply, you're going to get +16. Add, you get -12. Multiply, you get +48, which is wonderful. And you add those together, you get 0. Remember, this must be 0 because this is a 0 for this polynomial, which means it has to multiply or divide in evenly. Then we can write our quadratic. So remember, we're going to lower this down by 1. It started as a cube, so now it's going to be a squared. So this is 1x squared minus 4x minus 12. Okay. Now on this one, we have to look to see, well, does this one factor nicely? Are there any factors of 4 that get you -4? And by golly, there are, which is wonderful. We won't have to use the quadratic formula. No equal sign here. So we've got an x and an x. Factors of 12 would be -6 and +2, because that'll get you a -12, but then +2x and -6x will get you -4x. So what are your zeros here? Your zeros are x equals 6 and x equals -2. So those, along with the original -4, are your zeros. And again, if you were looking at getting a rough sketch here, you have a 0 at the -4, so let's call that -4 right there. We have another one at -2, let's call that -2 right there. And over here at +6. And on here, we know it's an positive odd, so that's the same as the last one, up, down. You'll be getting some practice with these, or you did get some practice on these earlier on some other ones. We're just reinforcing it here. So it's got to go down from this 0 and up from this 0, and each of these only occurs once. So in that case, this has to cut through something like this. And again, we're not concerned with how high or how low, just that you understand that because they're odd multiplicity for the zeros, they go through each of those points all the way through. It crosses through the x-axis. As opposed to if it was even, it would just touch. Okay? So that's problem number 17. And on the one more thing, on the test, on this section, we're not going to ask you to graph. I just thought I would do that to give you a little extra practice there.